Okay, so I wanted to just take a quick break, step back from the tree. It's very important that you do that. You should be doing, especially when you're doing larger cuts, you should do a cut, step back from the tree, and more importantly, you do a big cut on one side of the tree, go around the opposite side of the trees. You should always be working in a circle. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what tree you're working with unless it was freshly planted. You're always going to be finding problems that you can correct. That's just the way nature isn't necessarily perfect. So we find it easy to find symmetry problems within a tree. So I like to, do a bunch of cuts, see how much I have on the ground, and then compare it to how much is left up in the tree. I think we're getting pretty darn close to 1/3 of the tree removed, and it's not 1/3 of the branching, it's what 1/3 of the leaf mass would be when it comes out. So if I was taking just a whole bunch of branches like this one that's pretty thick, and it was really spindly up at the top, you could probably do a little bit more cutting than you would think, just because it's the leaf mass. So looking up at the tree, this branch here that I started on is looking pretty good. Of course, there is some more congestion that I could deal with, and then over in the center of the tree, I kind of started there too. So over in the center of the tree, it's not too bad. But then over this section of the tree, it's still very congested compared to what's in here. So I want to address a little bit more on this side, but like I said, if I take a step way, way back, and I'm looking at this much compared to the top of this much, heck, I bet you I'm real close to 1/3. At this point, you really want to be thoughtful in what you're removing. What do I want to remove this year that should not wait for next year? A lot of these spindly branches that are in here that were suckers from the damage, I'd love to remove a whole bunch more of them, or at least crotch drop them. I'll do a little lesson on crotch dropping. So if this tree was sticking straight up in the air, or this branch, sorry, was sticking straight up in the air like that, this is the tip of the tree, and by crotch dropping it, I'm just bringing it down to either the next union here, so then that one, this way, this one can carry on, or I'm coming back down to another crotch in the tree. I'd love to be able to do that to all of them if I had a cherry picker, but that's not going to happen, and that's some pretty crazy pruning. So when you're in a situation like this, do you have all the time in the world? Heck, the virus is going on, so maybe you do have all the time in the world, and you want to get a nice tall ladder, or you want to climb up in the tree. Please make sure you have spotters, or you're tied off, or something safe. And you can address all these problems. For now, I'm worried about dropping bigger limbs because it's what I can access easier, and just dealing with the congestion of the tree. Good airflow equals better things for less disease and less bugs in the tree.